Doctors, teacher, hotel receptionist, chef, and dentist. Name more of the service worker. These people, initially, they were from their heart. They, they're working to serve the customer. They're working to provide the best service they could ever give to the customer. And some of them even give and serve people with their heart. But imagine one day a person who is a service worker refused to serve the customer. This is what happened in one of the short story here with the title One of These Days by Gabriel García Márquez. And we're going to be discussing about the short story with me, Karina Aji, and this is as one of the requirements for English Prose subject. Let's jump into the short story analysis. Okay, so one of these days, or Un día de estos in the original Spanish language, is a very short story by Colombian writer Gabriel García Márquez in 1927 until 2014. It is considered very short because it is done under 1,000 words or maybe around 900 something words. It portrays an interesting power dynamic between the two main characters. And who are the characters? Let's see. The story concerns a dentist who reluctantly agrees to extract the mayor's tooth. In the course of the treatment, it is clear there is some tension between the two men. So as you can see here, the two main characters are the dentist and also the mayor. Here's is a small part that I took from the original short story, which I will give the link in the description box. Here's a conversation between a son and his father, who is the dentist himself. The son said, "Papa, what?" The dentist replied, "The mayor wants to know if you'll pull his tooth." He said, "Tell him I'm not here," the dentist replied. He was polishing a gold tooth. He held it at arm length and examined it with his eyes half closed. His son shouted again from the little waiting room. He says, "You are," too, because he can hear you, his son shouted. The dentist kept examining the tooth. Only when he had to put it on the table with the finished work did he say, "So much the better." Okay, from only the small part, we can tell that the dentist he was doing something in the middle of his work, and his son suddenly came and told him that there was a customer. But from here, from the conversation, we can tell that the dentist refused to meet to serve the customer, let alone meet the customer, who is a mayor. And initially, a mayor, someone who is considered as a mayor, is considered a very important person, and anyone would want to serve them immediately. But here you are, the dentist refused to meet him. One of these days analysis. This is a story about revenge, but a revenge which never takes place. The title of the story give us the hints of the theme, one of these days, considering maybe the day of a revenge day, but today's not a day. He holds the mayor of the town responsible for the death of 20 men, suggesting the mayor is either corrupt or there is a recent history of civic trouble in the town. Here is the part of it. It was a lower wisdom tooth. The dentist spread his feet and cracked the tooth with the hot forceps. The mayor seized the arm of the chair, raised his feet with all his strength, and felt an icy void in his kidneys, but didn't make a sound. The dentist moved only his wrists without rancor, rather with a bitter tenderness. He said, "Now we'll pay for our 20 dead men," and they pulled the tooth out. Okay, as you can see here, we can analyze that normally a patient would be given anesthesia, so the patient wouldn't feel the pain when their foods are being extracted. But here, as we see the mayor need to season the Brace's feet is indicated that he's going to feel something painful. And yeah, so the dentist didn't give him anesthesia as their revenge, so the mayor could feel the pain. With this in mind, we might analyze one of these days as a political story about a corrupt mayor who has attained power in the town through having his political opponents and rivals for the mayor job killed in order to eliminate the competition. As Kovar, the dentist, is presumably politically aligned with one or all slain opponents, and this explains his desire for revenge against the corrupt mayor. However, much of this must be inferred from what Marcus, the writer, shows us without telling. Kind of interesting. All right, so we're going to see the intrinsic and extrinsic elements of the short story. We're going to start from the intrinsic, such as character, plot, setting, and conflict. For the character, we know that the story primarily revolves around two characters, the dentist, Aurelio Escobar, and the mayor. The plot involves the dentist treating the mayor's toothache, but the power dynamic and tension between them create a central conflict. The story is set in an unspecified Latin American town, and the time period is not explicitly stated. The setting contributes to the atmosphere of the story and reflects the societal and political context of Marquez's work. The main conflict is both internal and external. Internally, Aurelio Escobar faces a moral dilemma regarding his action. He's a dentist, and he usually treats his patients. But today, he has a dilemma for treating this particular patient. And externally, there is a power struggle and tension between the dentist and the mayor. Then we move on to the extrinsic elements. We have a point of view or POV, theme, style, and genre. The point of view, the story is told from a third person limited point of view, and the narrator primarily focuses on the dentist's perspective, providing insights into his thoughts and emotions. And the theme is include power dynamics, societal equality, and the consequences of unchecked authority. The narrative explores how individuals navigate these themes in their interactions. And the style, Marquez's distinctive style, characterized by magical realism, is evident in the story. The blending of fantastical with the everyday creates a unique narrative experience. And the genre is also magical realism, a style commonly associated with Marquez, the writer, which is his style. The inclusion of surreal magical element is in otherwise realistic setting. That's the intrinsic element. All right, here's the link to the short story that I will also put it in the description box. So that is the short story analysis about One of These Days, which is a very good short story. It has such a good moral and interesting plot, I might say. So thank you so much for listening and watching this video. See you soon.